Welcome to the Coriolis Effect with Cory Oliver.
Hi guys, I'm Cory Oliver. Thanks for watching the Coriolis Effect. Please hit the subscribe button below, and we hope you like this episode. Hi guys, we wanted to announce that like many podcasters, we just started a Patreon account. Visit our page at patreon.com/the Coriolis Effect. We have 5 different levels of membership and offer early access to episodes, behind the scenes footage, bonus episodes, shoutouts, and much more, including personal phone calls, questions and answer sessions, and live chats with Bob and me. That's patreon.com/the Coriolis Effect.
This episode is brought to you by LearnWorlds.com. Did you know that creating an income online or adding a new revenue stream to your business has never been easier? Have you ever considered taking your knowledge, skills, and expertise and converting them into a course that you can sell online? Introducing LearnWorlds. LearnWorlds makes it easy to create, host, and sell beautiful online courses that have an impact. Go to learnworlds.com/free to start your 30-day free trial. With LearnWorld's intuitive platform and a wealth of resources to educate you, you're only a few steps away from building a thriving online business in the booming knowledge economy. That's learnworlds.com/free for a 30-day free trial. Again, learnworlds.com/free.
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Cory.
How are you?
I'm very, very well.
Good. How was your day?
My day is early. We got up
it
early
is
today.
early today. We'll get done and
have a day to do something.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe we could spend the rest of the day getting closer to the mic so people can hear you.
Okay. Wow. Already. I haven't even started.
It's early. Why are we so early today?
Well, we have a really interesting guest on. His name's Panos Siozos, and he's the co-founder and CEO of LearnWorlds.com.
And he's in Greece, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's 10 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, so, it's 7:30 at night there, and it's 9:30 in the morning here, so so lovely to see you this early.
Yes. And then
I usually don't see you till like 11 or 12.
Yeah, usually 2 minutes before we go on air.
What's that?
2 minutes before we go on
That's
air,
not
you
true.
come walking in, waltzing in.
No, that's actually not even true.
I need to put my makeup on.
Oh my gosh,
I know, I'm just teasing. You're always here early. I know. Everybody loves you.
I did not say that. Oh my gosh, you're hilarious.
I'm in such a mood today.
You really are. I'm just going to let you, I'm going to turn over the mic to you. You just roll with it, Bob.
I was woken up early today with 2 jabs in the ribs with an elbow because I didn't take the trash cans out last night.
I can hear it.
Good, because we're on air and recording. We're actually recording, and yes. And then what happened is I got up and took the trash cans out after the 4th time.
That was brilliant.
And when I got back in the bedroom, I got yelled at, so I decided to make a lot of noise. And then when I left the room, somebody locked me out of the bedroom today.
I love Irina. I hope they heard that. I can hear it.
And I take a picture of her face right now.
She's so beautiful. First of all, how do you even look like that in the morning?
Wait, ask her what she's eating for breakfast.
What are you having for breakfast, Irina?
Ice cream waffle.
Ice cream waffle?
Ice cream waffle. Just the waffle, not the cone, just the waffle part.
How does she look like she does?
He eats all the waffles in the morning.
That's amazing. She's beautiful.
So we have no food in the house because we haven't gone shopping in days.
Why?
Because we're just too lazy. And we went out last night to get food, pick up food for dinner, and I wanted ice cream. And we said, neither of us wants to go to the grocery store. We'll go tomorrow. I don't have anything for breakfast. So I went to Cold Stone. I got ice cream. She got a waffle cone and saved it, and that's her breakfast.
For breakfast?
It's a waffle.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's very
intelligent.
True.
Yes,
right?
It's very intelligent. It's a waffle. That was so great, Irina. Oh my gosh, how do you do it?
I'm gonna learn to shut that door when we talk.
No. That's awesome. I had 2 eggs, hard-boiled eggs for breakfast.
No, look at you getting up. And
well, I can't do that. Well, I just do. I go to the farmer's market and I go home and, boil them all, and then Sundays.
Oh, Sundays. Okay. Yeah, we go to that one too. We never see you there.
What time do you guys go?
Usually around 12. Go through the pickings.
No, I go early because there's this really great, amazing little plug for this yogurt guy called Brothers Yogurt. And they have hummus and, sun-dried tomato pesto, and they have these yogurts, these Lebanon, it's called. And, oh my gosh, the caramel, the raspberry, the mango.
Where we get our garlic artichoke dip and spinach.
Yes.
It's really good.
Yes, they have a garlic rosemary one that's amazing. They're just fantastic, so.
Yes. I ate half of one of those, and the dog wouldn't get near me. Yeah, she
Really?
usually kisses you. She was on my breath.
She
all the
wouldn't
garlic.
because of the garlic?
Yeah, she kept turning her head for me.
Wow, she doesn't like garlic.
No, apparently not. Poor me.
Oh.
All right, so our guest, Panos.
Panos Siozos, he's the founder of learnworlds.com. Yes, it's a hosting site for online courses. And, we're going to ask him a lot about his company. I think he's doing great things. And obviously, it's probably grown considerably. We'll talk to him during the pandemic. So
Right.
I'm excited to see what their company has to offer.
Okay. Well, let's do that, and I will see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Bye. We want to take a minute and talk to you about Expressvpn. Most people don't know that your internet provider, many websites, and even apps collect all of your data and then sell it to whoever's willing to pay for it. They know what websites you visited, what products you've bought, what products you looked at and did not buy, and some people can even copy your passwords and usernames and then access your private accounts. Expressvpn encrypts all of your data and sends it from their servers, so no one knows where you are. With Expressvpn, people may think you're in Bangladesh when you're really in Chicago. They would think you're in South America when you're really in Detroit. Expressvpn protects you from hackers who try to steal your information, and also from spies who try to use your data for their own nefarious purposes. Expressvpn also allows you unrestricted access to all parts of the internet. How does it work? Expressvpn uses the best-in-class encryption. Whenever you are connected to Expressvpn, every piece of data going in and out of your devices goes through a secure encrypted tunnel and cannot be seen. Not by the government, not by hackers, not by your internet service provider, not even by Expressvpn. Expressvpn also employs IP masking. Every device has a unique IP address, which can be traced back to you. When you use Expressvpn, your connection gets routed through one of their 3,000 plus servers, hiding your real IP address and replacing it with one of their own. This allows you to browse the web truly anonymously. With servers in 94 different countries, you have a wide variety of places you can choose to appear from. Expressvpn also provides 24/7 customer support with live chat, which means your question will be answered within seconds, not hours or days. It is also one of the easiest apps to use. Just open the app, and with one click, you're protected. It is also physically impossible for any of Expressvpn's servers to store logs of any customers. And Expressvpn is a top-rated VPN provider, rated #1 by CNET, The Verge, Wired, TechRadar, and many more. Just go to expressvpn.com/Cory to get 3 extra months free with a 12-month plan. This is a limited time offer for the Coriolis Effect with Cory Oliver listeners. Again, get 3 months free with a 12-month plan. Go to expressvpn.com/Cory. With ExpressVPN, you can protect all of your digital devices, your computers, your phones, your tablets, everything, and have no more border restrictions. Again, that's expressvpn.com/Cory. Let's start the show.
Let's start the show. Good evening, I should say. We have Panos Siozos on the show today. He is the co-founder and CEO of Learn Worlds, which I'm very excited to dive into more about what you guys do. After researching it and checking out your website, I'm fascinated. Panos has a PhD in educational technology, researching and designing e-learning and doing e-learning for over 20 years, which is a long time. I'm looking at you, and it doesn't seem like you're old enough to do that. So you've been in this business for a very long time. And yes. And I'm excited to learn more about what you do. This is obviously a growing industry quickly, right? And you've probably seen a lot of changes over the last 20 years. So let's just start with do you want to start with the word of the day?
Yeah, sure.
We're going to the word of the day. So this is for you, Panos. It is a phobia.
Okay, so we have these words, they're phobias. You have to try to guess what the phobia or fear of means.
Devoir phobia.
Uh-oh.
Devoir phobia.
It's called devoir phobia. DEVWAHR Devoir phobia.
Devoir. I'm not sure I got it. I have no idea. I know about phobias because I'm Greek, so I understand the meaning. But the first part, I admit that I haven't gotten any part of it.
Well, the trick is it always has something to do with the guest.
Okay.
Cory?
The fear of the internet? Software. Fear of software.
So you do lessons for school.
Fear of learning.
No.
Fear of classes.
What else do you do at school?
Learn.
When
Teach.
you go?
Fear of teaching. Okay.
Fear of homework.
Oh, fear of home. That would be me.
Nice. Yay.
That would be me. Well, Panos has certainly done his homework, and he is very successful in what he does. So I would love to just dive into what Learn World does. What does Learn World do in general? And I have a list of questions here, but I'd like to just know, how you started this. A little bit about you, Panos.
LearnWorlds is a platform for creating and selling online courses. And this is something that I have to admit that a few years ago we're struggling to explain what it is. But under these conditions, post-COVID, now everybody has consumed online courses. Billions of kids have been exposed to homeschooling and accessing learning remotely. So it's become a matter of fact. It's become an everyday reality the way that that things have changed. We work remotely, we learn remotely. So what we do is we give to teachers, trainers, professionals, but almost everyone that knows something very, very well, we give them the tools to convert their knowledge into money effectively. So they can upload their knowledge into the platform and sell it as teaching, online courses, online coaching, whatever, reach their audience, expand their audience, and also earn revenue in the process.
And so what benefit does your content bring to content creators and entrepreneurs?
Well, it's effectively we democratize online learning. You know about platforms like Udemy or Coursera. Some of the biggest universities try to create online platforms. You definitely have seen Masterclass, where you have some of the top experts, actors, athletes that create that sell online courses. It's very, very difficult to do that if you are an individual or a small-time entrepreneur or a small-time business. We give you the platform and we make it super, super easy. So you don't have to be an IT expert. You don't have to be a developer, a designer. You don't have to have a huge team of experts around you or spend a lot of money in design and creation, because the platform does everything for you. So it's a matter of hours to just launch an online school, make it super, super beautiful with some very easy authoring tools that we offer. That's what we do. We know how to do that. It's super easy to upload your content, and any kind of content. It can be videos, it can be ebook. It's super easy today to just shoot some amazing videos just using a smartphone. So you don't need to have the perfect studio, the perfect setup, a very expensive professional camera. You can just have a nice little phone and create some amazing content. So we democratize all this process and make it super easy for everyone who knows a subject very, very well and has possibly access to some audience to launch an online school and profit from this, profit from their audience, monetize their audience. So it's a change in the paradigm.
These things are amazing, because I got to tell you, I listen to them all the time, and anytime I'm trying to do something, either audio, video, or even science stuff, these courses, I'm assuming they run anywhere from like an hour to 5 or 10 hours. It's however long the editor puts it together. Is that right?
It depends on what you do, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that much. You can do that even with less time. But it depends on how big your course is, what kind of content you start from. So it depends.
All right. And the nice thing is, Cory, when you go through this, you set up like, I want to learn how to do sound design. Mm-hmm. They'll take it through 10 or 12 lessons, and it's really great. And you're right, the master class is great. These are great. My question is, so if I want to upload something, do I submit it to you and it has to be approved before it's uploaded, or I can just upload anything I want?
No, it's even easier than that, because we are not a big school where everything is happening under our name. We give you your own school. So that's the great thing about it, because it's fully white label. So you get, the Rob school or the Cory school. It's your school. You put in your own domain name, you put in your logo. It's your property. It's like a business in a box. It can be, and we have some customers that are running with hundreds of thousands of users, multi-million-dollar businesses that run entirely on top of LearnWorld. So it's your school. You obviously are also responsible for the content. you bring in your own audience, but you also get to keep 100% of the proceeds. All the money goes directly to you. We don't collect the money and then give it back to you after 30, 60, or 90 days. Some of these platforms do that. But you just plug in your own PayPal account or a Stripe account, and the money goes directly from your students over to you. So you are in charge of your audience, of your content, and of your own little business in a box.
I love that. That's perfect.
I think it's great too, and it feels honest, I guess, you know?
And it's like, it's, I mean, I hate to mention names, but it's like that name that rhymes with roast Maddie, that you set up your own page, your own thing, and put up your own courses. That's amazing.
I bet since the pandemic, you guys have seen an influx of customers, clients, just mainly because we're all, you know, online and at home, I would imagine.
Yes, it was I have to say that obviously we e-learning has been growing for ages. So it's a business that already before the pandemic, it was projected to grow to 325 billion by 2025. The industry was growing by about 100% per year already before the pandemic, but the pandemic was really a huge catalyst. So almost overnight, training businesses had to invent a new business model. Any kind of business had to invent a new business model just in order to stay connected with their students, with their clients. As you can imagine, a small yoga studio that overnight had to shut down, a music school, a physical school like a primary school, a secondary school, an academic department or a professional or a training business that had to train their employees and no longer could bring them inside a room. All these people were scrambling to find new ways to just stay afloat. So obviously, even we had, let's say, the more forward thinking and the early adopters were doing these things before the pandemic, and they had already discovered how cost effective it is to teach remotely, how scalable it is, because as you can imagine, if you are a trainer, how many hours per week can you teach? Like 40? How many hours per day can you talk to a classroom of people? But once you go online, once you package your courses into videos, then you can reach a global audience 24/7, because you can have people from the other side of the globe just while you're asleep, go to your website, put in their credit card, and once you wake up, you see that you had 20 purchases overnight. So the scalability of this model is immense, and many people discovered that through the pandemic. The pandemic forced them to go online, but very soon they realized that, okay, this makes sense. So I'm
making money while I sleep, right?
Yeah, I'm putting my knowledge up there. I don't have to travel every day, like going from client to client. And now I'm not limited by the limits of my city, my neighborhood, my area, even my country, but I can reach a global audience. So it makes a huge sense.
So for someone like me, because I don't want to say technically challenged, but you know, everything's...
You're technically challenged.
You know, it can be a little daunting when you sign up for something like this. And do you typically have to have technical knowledge or need to know how to build a website to use LearnWorlds? And your website, by the way, is learnworlds.com, correct? Yes, learnworlds.com. That's LearnWorlds.com.
LEARN.
No, it's LERN.
Just LERN or LEARN?
Learn. It's like learning and
LEARN.
Mm-hmm.
LEARN?
Yeah, LEARN.
Yes, learn.
There's an A in
learning.
Yes. Okay. So I Learn
You
Worlds.
need to take a couple classes.
No.
Do you guys have spelling classes?
I watched it last night, and I went through the whole website.
You're going to go to LearnWorld, LearnWorld.com, and look up all the spelling classes they have, and we're going to have a test.
Okay, well, for someone like me, I'm actually dyslexic, so for someone
that would be LAERN.
How difficult is it for me to transition over to your site?
How easy
how easy is it?
We've made it super easy. That's part of our studies. It was part of my PhD and my co-founder's PhD. UI, UX, design. That's the state of the art of how we can make people use computers easier, how they can use the software easier. So it's design free, code free. You don't need to be an expert. That's precisely the point. So we
You've catered to my demographic.
That's the point. We want to make it easy, because if you were an expert or if you had an IT team with you, you would have done it already. So what we want to do is give you the easy tools. Just to give you an example, once you start a free trial, and you just can go to our website and start a free trial, no credit cards, no strings attached. People can play with the platform, and they can create a full course in 30 days, and they will never be bothered by us. You start with 8 templates of online school, so you don't need to design. You're dyslexic, I'm colorblind. I'm Daltonian, I cannot tell green from red, and I still can create some amazing websites because I'm basing that on the ready-made templates that we have. Hundreds of fonts just to choose from, point and click, everything is done without ever looking at a single piece of code. That's the point of it. So we've seen people that were technically challenged, as you said before, launched a beautiful online school in a matter of hours just by changing the text. It's just like editing a PowerPoint. You get a beautiful PowerPoint, you just delete the words that you don't like, you add in your own marketing copy, like your Cory, and you're teaching voice acting, whatever, and you put in your own marketing copy, you save, and that's it. The website is already online. And also, just because of that, we have an amazing customer support team that will be right next to you. So if you want to connect your own custom domain, which obviously we advise, every school gets for free a learnworlds.com domain, but it's not about us. It should be about you, your brand, making yourself, known, portraying yourself as an expert. So the best investment you can do is give $10 to buy your own domain, and this is where you can start building a little business at first, but we've seen businesses start from zero and having dozens or even hundreds, thousands of users once they really took off. So it's an amazing sight to behold.
Can you give us some examples of what sort of courses are hosted on your site already?
Yeah, sure. I think that every day I see something new. It's amazing what kind of knowledge people possess, but also what kind of knowledge people are looking for. So the demand, both the offer and the demand, are really amazing to watch. In our schools, first of all, if you go to our website learnworlds.com, you will not find any of our customers. This is just our software, because all our customers built their own schools with their own domain name. So we don't aggregate them. We don't have them in a list somewhere. And we have customers that are selling professional skills, like if you want to become, for example, a digital marketer, or if you want to become a web developer, or if you want to become a data scientist, which is like a super hot, trendy topic, and these people get lots and lots of money in Silicon Valley. They're highly sought after. So these are the professional skills, or even accounting and all the mundane stuff. But also there are thousands upon thousands of schools that teach lifestyle and feel-good classes. It can be cooking, it can be gardening, it can be dancing, it can be yoga, like football coaching, anything that you can imagine. I saw the other day an amazing online school. It was about dog photography. Amazing subject.
What was it?
Teaching your dog how to take pictures.
Well, close, but it's how to take amazing photographs of your pets. And there were both like pet enthusiasts that were participating there, but also professional photographers who were being taught new techniques, and they were willing to pay $400-500 for a course that would help them get amazing dog photographs from their clients and their pets. So the kind of subjects we see every day are amazing.
So forgive my ignorance, because I'm just learning about this and I find it fascinating, and it's nice to know that this is out there, because we should teach. I'm going to do a whole class on teaching how Bob had to be a producer.
I could teach sarcasm.
So let's say I'm just using myself as hypothetical. I have a website and I want to teach a course on acting, like you said. I would enlist your company. Yeah, learn how to act. Thanks, Bob. I would I would sign up with your company, learnworlds.com. And then once you're hosting my site and my program, my course, do you then do anything to market it or promote it, or is that up to myself and my...
Here's the trick that we couldn't know how to market your course because all the different niches, as you can imagine, we wouldn't know where to start to market your online course. But what we do is we give you all the marketing tools that you would ever need.
Okay.
So you need to bring your own audience because you're a well-known person, you have a website, you have perhaps you are starting from an Instagram following or from a YouTube or from this podcast or from somewhere else. So you already have a following. That's the ideal thing, and we give you the tools. For example, super easily how to create coupons for promoting your courses, landing pages for doing an offer. It can be a Black Friday offer, it can be a 4th of July offer, it can be anything. Different business models that you can. Different business models that you can combine. So you can sell your courses as one-off, or you can sell on a subscription basis by adding new courses every month, for example. And we integrate with email marketing tools, with Facebook, so that you can start doing campaigns, and we teach you how to, because obviously if you're starting right now, you might not know all and you probably wouldn't know all the digital marketing techniques, but this is where our team comes in, and we give you tons of content and tips and tricks. What we do is we learn from our best customers, the most successful customers, and all the tips and tricks, we share them back with our community. So we say, okay, here's a nice idea. This is a kind of offer that you can do for Black Friday. Or have you thought about doing a competition? Or have you thought about doing a buy one, get one for free? Online courses so that people bring in somebody else. Or, for example, the platform includes a built-in referral network. You can ask your students to become your best promoters and say, okay, guys, if you bring in more customers over to me, I will give you a 20% commission for every customer you bring our way. So we take the state of the art of marketing that is out there, and we steal and borrow and copy the best tips and tricks from our customers, and we make them available for you. But this is where we stop. We cannot do your own marketing because obviously there are too many of you out there, too many different niches, and we would need an army of marketers just to be able to understand your business and help you with that.
No, that makes sense. And you just give us the hosting format. I love it. And you have all kinds of tools built in.
And then on your platform, do you also have like a forum where all the different teachers can talk to each other and share ideas?
There are a few unofficial communities. Just to mention that we do offer a forum within your school, which is also something that is an amazing feature because people, especially now post-COVID, people love the connection, love being in a group of like-minded people, learning about voice acting, podcasting, whatever may be the subject. So they really look towards this connection. Some people try to do that on a Facebook group, for example, but we know that the chances of you staying after 5 minutes are almost zero, because you will be heavily bombarded with ads, messages, things, ads, whatever, here and there. While what we do is we give you, again, you don't have to do anything, it just starts working on its own, a built-in community within your acting school. So you go to the Cory acting school and there's a community and people ask questions. Right next to each video or within the generic community, they ask questions, they receive answers. And we've seen that the most successful schools are those that manage to create a nice little community around the content. It doesn't necessarily have to be 10,000 people. You can have an amazing community of 40 people that are passionate about the subject. They spend some time together, and this is what keeps them connected. And another good thing here for the trainers is that there's lots of user-generated content because people love to show what they know. They answer each other questions. So again, you might wake up in the morning and you might have seen that there was a nice discussion overnight. People were participating in the community. They were doing things. And again, with minimal effort, you can keep people happy. You can give them access to the content. And this also drives business forward because invested people are passionate about the topic and they're willing to pay more and buy more of your courses. So it's a win-win.
This episode is brought to you by Thoughts from a Page podcast.
That's the one hosted by Cindy Burnett, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's a great podcast.
Yes. They're also celebrating their 120th episode by Thoughts from a Page podcast.
Yeah, I just what was the one I listened to the other day? It was Emma Brody wrote a book called Songs in Ursa Major. Songs in Ursa Major. It's about James Taylor and Joni Mitchell.
Yes. It's great. I listened to that too.
It was amazing how they got together, and then how she wrote the book and wrote all the songs for the book and everything else. And I think she wants to turn it into a play or a movie.
Yes.
But it was a great, the podcast was great.
Yes, and I could actually see, by this, I could see Isla Fisher playing the role of Emma Brody.
Yes.
Right?
Well, Emma Brody's the author, but
yes.
yeah, why not?
No, I know.
I think it'd be great.
I'm just looking at the picture right now.
So they've got about 123 episodes so far, released a few a week. And she takes one book per episode, has the author on, has read the book, and they're basically the books that Cindy likes. And it's a great podcast. I definitely recommend people listening to it.
I do too. I listen to it. I love it. Thoughts from a Page podcast.
Run a small business? You don't have to ship your own orders. Fulfill Right can take care of order fulfillment for you, saving you time, money, and stress. That means more time doing what you love. Delegating grunt work, like shipping to someone you can trust, is a secret to business success. Fulfill Right is the most trusted name in order fulfillment, and the reviews back this statement up. Fulfill Right has 5 stars on Shopify, Google Reviews, and Trustpilot from over 100 businesses just like yours. Boost customer satisfaction and scale your business faster with a logistics partner that feels like an extension of your team. Services include same-day shipping, real-time order and inventory tracking, dedicated customer service, and volume-based discounts. To learn more about how Fulfill Right can help you grow your business, go to fulfillright.com/Cory to get $100 off when you sign up. That's fulfillrite.com/Cory. Reclaim your time so you can scale your business by going to fulfillright.com/Cory.
So, I mean, you fascinate me, Panos, because I am one of those people that, like, when you get an idea, and so is Bob, when you get an idea, it's really putting that idea down and making it into an action and then and watching it grow. And so I just would love to know a little bit more about you and how you started Learn Worlds and where it was 7 years ago and the transformation it's taken over, the last 7 years. Just because I think people get overwhelmed. Everyone gets ideas all throughout the day. And then, it'll just kind of dissipate as like a vapor, or you make something out of it. And you did that. And now you're helping others achieve their goals and dreams, which I feel is such an impactful, powerful thing to do. So tell me, what created this for you?
Probably people can learn more about from our failures and the things that we didn't do right. So first of all, it's not just me. We are 3 co-founders. As we mentioned, we go back 25 years. We started as studying together computer science, and then we embarked on postgraduate studies on e-learning. So it so happened that the 3 of us were also sons of teachers. So education was kind of the family trade, going to school, teaching people, lots of books at home. So it was always an environment like that. So I think this is one of the reasons why we were drawn to e-learning. Discovering the new tools that technology was giving us, like online video and websites and all these great things that were happening. And so we started thinking about how technology could help people learn more, how we can facilitate learning, and also how we can measure learning. For example, my PhD was on computer-assisted assessment. So how can we use, formal testing and multiple choice questions to measure somebody's knowledge, and to what extent? Because obviously not all things are measurable, and not all of them are matching for every person. So that was part of my PhD. So in the first part of the after 2000, the first 7-8 years, we were working in the academia. We were working in research projects, creating online platforms, never in a commercial setting. We had no idea about doing business. We were just, I would say, good or decent or aspiring scientists. We were creating great platforms, testing them with a couple hundred subjects, usually students, who were seeing the good and the bad of the things that we were imagining. We were publishing a couple of research papers, going to a conference or two. So that these were the things that we were doing. And that was happening in a Greek university. So we didn't have around us a system of support or any knowledge in the Greek academia about how to do a business. So if we were in Stanford, I would say we might have done this business 20 years ago, but we didn't have any kind of support. So after a few years, as we were doing different things, working in different professions, we always had this itch, to go back to the roots, all the state of the art of the knowledge that we had in our minds, all the platforms that we could do to try to make that a business and see if we could help others and also help ourselves by creating something that would be like bigger than the small platforms we were playing with. So that's the core of the idea. We had no idea about how to do that. We were still good engineers and scientists, but we were very bad businessmen at that point. So I think we spent around a couple of years to just create the platform. We didn't show it to anybody else. We were creating the platform, working remotely even back then, but overnight, weekends, it was a side project. We were spending all the time we could afford and all the money we had on the side to try to make the platform. And then at some point we realized that, okay, we have a great platform, but what about customers? We hadn't really thought much about the business, the potential, like the business potential and the business plan. So that's probably the worst thing that you can do when you start a business. It's probably the exact opposite. I mean, people now in university teach that you should first validate the business idea and then go out and start making the platform. We did things the other way around.
Well, sometimes that's how we learn, right?
Yes, I think.
Believe me, I always take the wrong road. But
some of these mistakes you have to make yourself to learn.
If I sign up and start creating a class and I create my videos, are they hosted on your site so you store the videos and when somebody wants to watch the video, it pulls from your servers?
Yes. All the videos are hosted by us freely, so it comes along with your plan. If you like, obviously, you can use your own tool, whatever, but we provide this service for free. Also, not only videos, you can also host audio, even podcasts. You can get your podcasts, you can package them and put them in as an online course, even a free online course. It doesn't necessarily have to be a paid course. You can just host them there for people to go back and sign up. So this is one of the things we figured out over the years, is that the most successful lead magnet, like way to attract more people, is to give a freebie, give a free course. It can be a 10-minute course. We were talking before about acting classes. A 10-minute course about how to, have a nice smile, whatever. Something that is one particular skill. Share it for free through your social media, and you will see a few hundred people signing up to that course. So this can be the start of your own selling funnel. From the first, your first customers are going to come through that freebie that you will share.
And so, what are some tips that you would give a startup tech company right now?
For starting a tech company.
Startup tech company.
Like technology?
Yes.
Yeah.
What to do? I have no idea. I'm too deep into learning. I definitely know that there is lots of interest right now about the passion economy, like the things that people love. And half of our business, I would say, is the passion economy. The other half is the digital skills. What we've seen, and again, I believe that COVID didn't create things out of the thin air. It just catalyzed things that were already happening and trends that were already happening and made those trends much more visible and tangible. So, for example, remote working isn't a new thing. We are a remote company since 2014. Obviously, it was a small percentage. I think around 25% of startups were working in some kind of remote way. Now it's the default model. It's 80%, and we don't know when we go back. So remote learning is the second thing. It used to be the default for learning something was to go to school and then sign up for university and then get loaded with a few dozens or hundred thousands of student debt, and then you end up with a degree and then you don't know what to do with it. While now we see that
not a good business model, right?
Yeah, it's
a great business model for them.
Yeah,
it's a very old thing. It's something that needs to adapt. Obviously, I'm not against. I grew up in academia, so I'm not against universities. I would like my doctor to spend 85 years in the universities before operating on me. Obviously, it's not always the same. But when we're talking about specific skills that the industry needs, like how to become a web developer, you don't necessarily need 10 years of studies. You need obviously the basics and a degree, even a master's. But when we're talking about a specific programming language, let's say, that is super hot, you don't need to spend 5 years on that. There are probably other means where you can learn that faster, more effective, and be...
Well, not only that, if you're talking about programming and technology, if you spend 4 years in a university, when you get out, you're 4 years behind.
right.
Because all the program languages I've learned and everything else, within 2 years, there's another language which makes your language obsolete, and you got to learn the new one.
Well, let me tell you, when I first started, I used to write software for a company called Command Data Systems, and we did C language.
Yeah.
So.
And now there's C++, and there's, yeah. I mean, in school, I learned basic Fortran, Pascal.
Yeah.
Nobody uses those.
Yeah.
That's not only about sorry to interrupt. That's not only about learning. All of us, we constantly need to be trained and retrained. We have now so many hundreds of millions of unemployed people who have been out of the job market for a year and a half, in some places even more. And all of us need to be retrained every day in our job. So how are these people going to get back into the workforce? Are we going to send them back to the university for 4 years? Or perhaps we will see what is the demand, what does the market need, and give them the skills that they need to go back. So again, it has nothing to do with the basics and the university. Still in the top universities, the first language that you will learn is C, and in most cases, this is the only language you will need. All the new rockets still, the software for the new rockets is still written in C language, and the math will never change. You need this in order to have the proper foundation for your whatever professional skills that you will acquire. But people need to be trained and retrained constantly, and e-learning can do that much more cost efficiently, much more effectively, in a measurable way, in an engaging way. So this is something that people need to take into consideration. And if we're talking about, let's say, small businesses, we all want to go back into our previous way of life, get into a conference, get into a classroom, shake hands. But if you're a business who wants to train 100 employees or associates, I don't see any time in the next decade that you will bring all these 100 people into a hotel for 4 hours of PowerPoint. There will be a riot. People will start, hitting each other. We can do events and we can do conferences and we can spend some quality time, but there are some things in the training process as well that we can do much more efficiently and effectively through online courses, and we see that every day. And all those businesses that were quick into transitioning into online classes, either businesses or professionals that show a little chance there, something to do, something to offer, they discovered how effective that can be. I remembered a nice case. I think it was one of the schools that were launched in the very first couple of weeks of the pandemic, once lockdown started coming in and people didn't know what to do, there was one lady, I think from Poland, who is doing like yoga and handstands. I think it's an online school on handstands, and she launched an online school. And initially, she didn't even have any recorded video. She was just plugging in a Zoom account and teaching people. And a little over time, you had people from like her area that knew her. She was teaching in English, like perfect English, and very, very soon she started having customers from all over the world. Will every school be like that? Probably not. So you need to start from somewhere. If you have already the content, and if you're a celebrity or if you have an audience, obviously things will go much faster, so you can take off really quick. But for us, it's amazing, all the little niches and all the little like you can carve your own corner of the internet and create an amazing business over there and be successful and earn some very, very valuable passive income. This is another trend, and this is where, again, tech or startups could help. People like passive income. Passive income, it's never like fully passive. You have to do something. But as I mentioned, going to sleep and waking up in the morning and see that you had like 20 customers overnight, this is an amazing feeling. This is something that manual labor can never achieve. This is also why we do software, because you can do something else and the platform will keep working, or your website will keep working and selling a course that you recorded 6 months ago. And it's the same course, and you don't have to replace it. You can amend it. You can add a few videos or replace a few videos, but you don't have to show up every day and talk for 8 hours and do voice acting for 8 hours. You can have a recorded course. This is where, so we're using it's the same ancient way of teaching. I speak, you listen, and you ask questions and I reply, but we can use all the tools of technology, the state of the art of technology, what we offer, the design and everything, and take it to the next level. So you don't have to do anything manually, and it can work, as I mentioned, 24/7 in a way that is much more controlled by you, passive. So you can use the ROI, the money, the profits from there.
And so why would I love it? I'm like in my head I'm thinking, what could we teach? What could I teach Bob? First of all, I want to go back to something you said.
I've wondered that for years.
Well, I'd like to go back to what you said, Panos, just as kind of a little side note. I just wanted to point this out for Bob that I do know C language, and Panos was kind enough to just say that the rockets were built in C language, so that would make me a rocket scientist.
C++, but yeah, go ahead.
Just kidding, Bob.
People love education. They don't love schooling, and they don't love the homework or anything else, but also education is the best form of marketing. So if you teach somebody something valuable, they will never forget about it, and they will really love this connection. The other thing, you also mentioned Udemy, which is an amazing marketplace where you go in and you can find hundreds and thousands of courses. As a marketplace, Udemy has, I guess, the same problem like multi-level marketing, where you have a few big trainers that were there early and they have become known and they have gotten lots of money out of it. But if me and you go there today and launch our own course, our course will never take off. Nobody will discover it. It's like, I say that it's like being, a can of tuna stacked in a huge supermarket, in a Costco, whatever. So who will find you there? What is your chance of being discovered, of having an amazing course? While with a Learnable school, you're not a supermarket. You have your very own little delicatessen or bistro or whatever. So you have your own content. You need to do some groundwork and bring in your own audience. But once you have your audience, it's yours. They don't get bombarded with ads. They don't get monitored. You know who comes in, who goes out. You control the flow of information. You control the content, and you control the flow of money. So that's the alternative. It's the same when we were talking about tech previously. I guess it's the same question about Amazon versus Shopify. Amazon is a platform. They control everything. They can list you, they can delist you, they can promote you, demote you, whatever. While if you use Shopify, you can create your own e-commerce store and you can start selling pens, whatever, something from China, and that's and this is your property. So that's our proposition, that we make it easy. But it's also yours. It's your school. It's your property. So you call the shots.
I like that you would have control over your own school. Because otherwise you will say something that somebody doesn't like and they'll take you down.
And our podcast. I mean, you guys are transitioning into that world as well, too. So that's
Well, another example, if you're on Udemy, you don't know who are your users. You only know some aggregate analytics that you had 500 users from China and 800 users from the West Coast. If you are on Udemy, you don't know the emails of your users. You don't know who they are. You just get sales, but you get from 20 to 50% of the profit, sometimes even less, because most of it is being kept by Udemy, who brings in the audience. While when you are on LearnWorlds, you get the emails of your users, and the emails are valuable because you can send them an email.
Yes.
You can create a similar list or a remarketing list. You can send them an offer by the email. So it's a totally different level of control over your digital property and over your digital business.
Sounds great.
I know. I love it. Tell our listeners how to find out more about LearnWorlds and how they can connect with you online.
First of all, you can always come to our website, www.learnworlds.com. As I mentioned, you can just start a free trial. All it takes is your email, nothing more. Play around. It's fully functional. Our support team will be right there, so you can ask. We do, about 10 webinars per week. Live webinars with live people, no recordings, where you can just go in and ask, like, how I can do that, how I can do the next thing. We present all our features. We give you examples and case studies. So we'll make our best to help you succeed. That's our mission. And we do regular webinars. I'm also hosting a few of the webinars where we talk both about the platform, but also about courses in general and online business and how one can be successful in this space.
And it used to be years and years ago, that an entrepreneur was a very selective, small group of people. But because of technology and because of where the world's going, I think that word in and of itself has such a big, connotation to it. But the truth is anybody can do it. Anyone, if you put your mind to it, you can be an entrepreneur. You can work for yourself with companies like yours, learnworlds.com. Honestly, you can become an entrepreneur overnight, not overnight, but with a little bit of hard work and elbow grease. You can sign up with your company and, like you said, become your own boss and teach a course or a class or whatever it is. So it's great.
And I can give you a new word which wasn't invented by us. It was already in vogue a few years ago, but now it's super, super trendy, which is edupreneur, which is an entrepreneur on education. So it's and education again is it's a super inclusive term. It's not academic. It's not math or calculus or something else. It can be you teaching photography, acting, dancing, cooking, whatever. It's the amount of different topics we see every day. It's unbelievable. So people take their knowledge. What we do is we facilitate the transfer of knowledge, like converting the knowledge that somebody has on their mind into money, because they sell it to other people who crave the same knowledge and they're interested in a subject. And when people are interested, you've seen that not only obviously in education, when people are passionate about, baseball, they're willing to pay lots of money for their passion. It can be cars, it can be baseball, it can be a hobby, whatever. The same goes with education. People are willing to pay to pick your mind, to know what you know about acting, podcasting, e-learning, tech, whatever this may be. So we have this new breed of edupreneurs. The model is very, very favorable in comparison to traditional e-commerce, because you don't need a product. You are the product, or you have the product in your mind. You don't need logistics, UPS, US Post, whatever. You just online. All you need is an online connection. You don't need a platform like Amazon to host you, because you can host your own little school and you can start selling. So all these things make it very, very interesting. Digital product, you sell a digital product online. You are the product. You can enhance it. You can control it. So it's an amazing proposition. And we see signs. Our business tripled last year, and we already see signs that this continues. This trend continues, and more things will be happening online in the realm of education.
I love it.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, I think we should teach a class, Bob.
You want to teach a class?
Yeah.
What do you want to teach?
I I'm
Quick
sitting
wit,
here.
sarcasm.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, and I really, honestly, this has been a really rough, rough year for everyone, right? Monetarily, in so many ways. But for some reason, I'm thinking, if you were a chef and you owned a restaurant, and your restaurant got closed down, right? But you had all this knowledge, and you love to cook, and you set up a tripod in your kitchen, and put your iPhone on it, and like you said, tape a few of your classes or how to do this, or even really some good tips on, I love cooking. So I would buy one of those classes and watch it, or listen to it. You've got another Emil Lagasse or, whoever that guy is who has his own show. I forget his name, but you can sell it and still do what you love to do. I always tell my daughter, do what you love to do and you'll never spend a day working in your life. So this format, learnworlds.com, gives people the opportunity to continue doing what they love to do, teach others, and make money at the same time, and be an edupreneur. I love that word. You just educated me on a new word, so thank you, Panos.
You're welcome. And I would also like to add something here. As you mentioned, you will never have to work again in your life. And it's also, again, one of the trends that we're seeing. People trying to escape 9 to 5, not have to do, the grind in a work. But if you have something that and you are passionate about, think about becoming a teacher. You will not leave your day job on day one. You will launch your online school. It can be a side project, and after a few months, you can. We've seen people turning that into their main business. And something else we've discovered. I think this is one of the positive side effects of COVID, that people have gotten over their perfectionism. One of the major reasons that people weren't completing their courses is because they wanted this perfect Hollywood shot, perfect studio, the lighting, whatever, the lamp behind and the plant, and have the perfect microphone and the perfect camera. They were spending hours upon hours in producing the amazing video. And then COVID happened, and we're doing important Zoom calls with colleagues, and we are on our pajamas, hair, cats, kids, dogs. And, sometimes it's good enough. We've seen some of the burst courses I've seen on the platform have been shot on an iPhone or an Android phone that people have put on there, it's standing on a couple of books. It's all the audio you need. If the person knows what they're talking about, and if they're passionate about what they're teaching, you don't need the visual effects and the perfect screening and the perfect framing and all this stuff. You can do an amazing course like that. So it had the same effect on us. We wanted to do webinars and we wanted to do podcasts, and we were always worrying, we don't have the perfect accent and we don't have the perfect background and the perfect shot. Who gives a damn? We just go out and we just start talking. If it makes sense, if you're passionate about it, and if people find it useful, they will come back. That's all that matters.
Well, there's a big famous company that just, they got it right years ago with their slogan, just do it.
Yes.
Just do it. Do it. Just sign up, try one. All you have to do is try one, right? And see if it works and how it goes. I love it. It's learnworlds.com. Bob, do you have any questions for Panos? Because I'm in. I'm sold. I love this.
No, I think it's a great platform. And I love the fact that you own your own school and you control your content.
Panos, let me ask you a personal question. Did you ever see yourself here today, maybe, when you were in college? Well, you're no, I know.
Never.
Isn't that wonderful?
Never. No idea. I would see myself in a conference or something like that, or in a classroom in a university amphitheater or something. Never here. But for me, I know that teaching is very fulfilling. I've done that. It's amazing to be in connection with your students and be able to convey some knowledge, discover, get challenged, and all these things. But for us, it has been, especially through the rough months that the globe has gone through recently, it has been so fulfilling to just help people go by, not just like stay afloat, but even create successful businesses. So every little success that we see, every thank you email from a customer that managed to sell their first course or their 100th course or make their first, 100,000 online, this is very, very fulfilling, because we can see that with our tech and with the theoretical notes that we had, we managed to put it into an actual tool that, pays the bacon and the school key and the school for the kids and the mortgage and or gets people free from their 9-to-5 grid and makes them entrepreneur thinking about their next travel. So that is an amazing journey for us.
I'll touch on this really quickly. I know Tony Robbins, I'm sure you're familiar with who he is, but he talked a lot about when he first started, he would go put flyers out all over town, and he'd be in a hotel room or a hotel conference room, waiting for all these people to show up. And he said his very first time, I think 7 or 8 people showed up. So he asked them all to scoot their chairs in. He was expecting, thousands. And now he says this is what he does. The internet has provided him such a greater audience. And for me as a parent, and this is the silver lining of all of this, I always say this, that children spell love Time. They get to spend time with their parents. That's how they spell love. And with something like this, being able to be in control of your passive income that can turn into a regular income, you can spend more time with your family or your kids, or you have that ability. And so I really I love what you're doing. I love that you are giving people the opportunity to create their own space internet and in their lives, and I can't thank you enough for this vision that you had many years ago, and you've brought it to marketplace. So it's wonderful, Panos. Thank you and your partners so much, and we will continue to support you in any way that we can.
Thank you, guys. It's been great hosting us here. And I hope this has been interesting for your audience, and happy to help you all starting, Cory, with your school. Happy to help you get started on this journey if you liked.
And give him a call. You could do a Bible verses school.
I could. I would love to do that. Are we doing the 3?
You want to do the 3?
I think we should do the 3 with Panos, because I think he would like to do it.
Panos, this is something we do with all of our guests. So you're on the hot seat.
You're on the hot seat, but we really do enjoy, we've enjoyed having you, Panos, on this show. You've been so informative, too, and you've really certainly helped me. One of the things about the internet is you can tend to get a little bit, it's daunting when you start to think, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, especially for a dyslexic. Everything's, but you've made it sound so interesting and easy and inviting that I actually am now we're going to figure out with my partner here, Bob. We'll do a class. We'll just check it out. We'll just do one and see, right?
Sure. Give it a try. Nothing to lose. I don't want to oversimplify, or make it look. Yeah. As you mentioned, it will. You need to put in the work, but it's so much easier than people think. It's so much easier to get started with the tools that we have.
I like the fact that you're making it easy for people to do the work, but you're right. People have to do the work. And in today's society, everybody wants to spend 2 minutes, put up an IG video and say, I made 100 million. No, you got to work.
Immediate gratification, right?
Work for what you have, but there's a very high potential for success.
So we ask each guest for 3 words that describe you.
This is the first question, or these are 3 questions?
Yes, this is the first question, but that's a great question.
Okay. I should never answer with a question of my own, but
that was good.
Okay, 3 words. I think I'm very, very stubborn. I'm very patient as well, and I'm also very hardworking. These are. I'm not trying to.
I love
praise.
it.
Those are good qualities.
I can be hardworking to a fault, to a workaholic level. So it's not always positive, but it's one of the things that I guess characterize me. So I'm not trying to.
Those
paint
are all 3 great ones.
Picture.
And I'm going to add honest, because nobody's ever said they're stubborn. So that's a great quality. You're honest too. Okay. So have you ever heard of the Rorschach test? The ink blot test. Okay, so we're going to do 5 images. I'm just going to hold them up, and immediately you're going to just give us your answer of what you see.
Okay. I see 2 people talking.
Okay.
These to me, they look like 2 koalas climbing a tree. Not sure why.
That's close, because I think it looks like 2 elephants. Yeah, good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
There's no right or wrong.
These look like, now that you mentioned elephants, these look like 2 elephants to me standing up in a zoo or something, like doing a trick in a zoo.
You can't put thoughts in their head. You put a thought in their head, they're going to see everything.
Yes,
I know,
yes,
but it is true. Okay.
You're infected. This looks to me like an ominous castle, like a tower.
Ooh,
That's exactly what I see, yes.
Yeah, it does. It does.
This looks like I don't know. It looks like a vase with flowers. I'm not sure where the flowers are, but for me it looks like it's like an artistic vase. So I
love that. Those are great.
I hope nobody psychoanalyzes my answers seriously and
the fact that you answered them quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're quick and you can explain yourself, that's the test.
That's the test. The last one is kind of a benign question, but we love asking it because we've had so many different wonderful answers. Your celebrity crush. Who's your celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush. I haven't thought about that.
It doesn't have to be like it could be just somebody you admire, their work or whatever.
Or somebody you have a crush on. Whatever.
For me, it's I don't know. It's not like a Hollywood celebrity. It's definitely a scientist celebrity or somebody who I would like to spend. Or it's not even an entrepreneur like this Musk, Bezos guys. Nothing like that. It would be a scientist or an astronaut. So I don't remember the name, but it's a American astronaut. Spend lots of time in the International Space Station.
A recent one.
A recent one, or
I was thinking Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin, but
no. It's not. I've met Buzz Aldrin.
He's great, isn't he?
So it's. Let me tell you the name of the astronaut. It's Chris Hadfield. Chris Hadfield is an astronaut. He produced an amazing rendition of Space Oddity in the International Space Station. So that's that's also a guy I admire, and I think he's also teaching a class on masterclass or something. So this is one of the guys I would definitely like to have a coffee with.
Well, Chris, you can bring all of your masterclass over to learnworlds.com and meet Panos Siozos.
Definitely.
We thank you so much for joining us today and look forward to connecting with you. I'm definitely going to check out the site and see what we can come up with. We'll just do one and see where it goes. How about that? Let's commit to that.
Now we can have the 30-minute fight on what kind of class we do.
I like what you said, the Bible verses.
I figured that.
Panos, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you,
Thank you for your time and your expertise. You've answered a lot of questions, and we look forward to connecting in the future.
Thanks for having me. Have a nice day. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank
you.
You too. And we're out.
The Coriolis Effect is produced by JS Productions, with host Cory Oliver, producer-editor Bob Victor, and assistant editor Cade Bombsell.
Hi guys, I'm Cory Oliver, and thank you for watching The Coriolis Effect. We hope you enjoyed the previous episode. Here are some more episodes you might enjoy. Hit the subscribe button below, and have a great day.